Hi, I'm Georgia Patton and welcome to Board to Boss, the podcast where we dive into real, unfiltered stories behind building a business. I'm not an expert or a self-proclaimed business guru, I'm just like you. I'm here to listen, learn and soak up the experience and knowledge of others in the hope of bettering myself and my business. This podcast is proudly brought to you by Board George, the go-to designer sunglasses brand from New Zealand, crafting premium polarized sunnies. Welcome, Sarah. I'm super excited to have you on today because it's actually going to be a really different conversation to ones we've had prior, purely because rather than founding and building a brand from scratch, you purchased one.
Yes.
You purchased Real Rad Food.
Yes, I did.
So I'm really excited to get into this and hear about the differences between your story and basically everybody else that we've had on this podcast in the past. For those who haven't heard of Real Rad Food, do you want to give us a 2-sentence rundown?
So Real Rad Food is a plant-based, allergy-friendly, functional food company, is how I explain it, I guess. And we make raw slices in-house in our factory in Papamoa. And we also make functional food supplements like hormone protein powder and sleepy hot chocolate and our bestseller, our Radable mixes, which is great for the kids, which are like a premix for bliss balls.
Yeah. Perfect. Okay, so how did Real Rad Food first capture your attention?
This is a bit of a funny story because the goal going into buying a business was actually to get my husband back into the food industry.
Oh, yeah?
So he trained and worked for a few years as a food technologist, creating new products for local brands in Hawke's Bay and Bay of Plenty. And when RF came up, I was like, oh, this will be great. You know, like he can get back into the food industry and I can do a little bit of like the social media and the books and like that gives me a creative outlet because I had been a stay-at-home mum for many years and
famous last words.
Yeah, famous last words, like small role, not really. And now I've just overnight basically become like the new face and the person who now does all the marketing and all that kind of stuff with no background whatsoever in any of that.
So fun though. You'll be learning so much on the go.
Yes, I don't think I've ever grown and learned so much as a human being as I have in the last 2 years.
100%.
Mind-boggling.
Even on top of parenting?
Yes, I know. Well, even on top of like parenting and being a working mum and trying to figure out how that works together because that in itself is
another story.
Yeah, my gosh, it's madness.
So Real Rad Food first pops up on your social media or is it quite well known around Tauranga where you live?
I don't know if it's well known. Like I think our clients, mostly our customers are in Auckland, but I had been following for quite a while because I loved her content. It was just so fun and bright and happy and I just loved it. So when my husband brought me the little bit of paper from the broker that said, this business is for sale, I was like, oh yeah, this will be really, really fun.
And so that was the process you went through. So you both had a conversation, you and your husband had a conversation, you said buying a business is something we want to look into.
Yes.
And then you had a broker go out and look for something that how does that work?
Kind of. So we kind of decided we were going to get Hugh back into the food industry and buy a business. And it was a long process of looking at and having a think of what we wanted that to be, I guess, because there's just so much out there and you don't really know what you don't know, right? So we got close a couple of times actually on some other businesses.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that fell through. Like we were so close. Like they were considering us and someone else and they went with the other person and they were nothing to do with the food industry actually. So perhaps a blessing in disguise. And then, so Hugh, what you do is you sign up to like the business brokers. So Hannah, the previous owner, she had a broker.
Yeah.
And that they then send out new businesses to their email database, I guess. And that's kind of how it came in to our life. Because I don't think she'd made it public knowledge at that point that she was selling it all. So that was quite surprising too, because as a follower, I was like, oh, hold on a second. Yeah. She's not mentioned anything about this. So is this the same business we're talking about here? But yeah, it was, I kind of think that it was meant to be. I think like I vividly remember my feelings about it when it came across. Like, it just felt right.
Yeah.
I don't know whether I went into it with a like quite naive in terms of what my role was going to be.
Everyone goes into business naively, I think.
And like the amount of work, and I mean, there's pros and cons to that too. So yeah.
So the conversation between your husband and yourself when buying a business, did you have a list of like prerequisites that you wanted from a business when you were looking at buying? Like, must have this, must have this? Or were you pretty open-minded?
We were pretty open-minded. I think the priority was to get into the food industry, but in terms of like what it was or even where it was based was kind of up for discussion, and that we probably wouldn't have moved from Tauranga, but essentially, like if it wasn't on mostly like work from home, we could have brought it to Tauranga. I think it was making sure there was enough there that it could support us.
Yep.
And yeah, I think that was, I kind of have gone through life a little bit like this, where I just kind of go with the flow a little bit. Like I have some like, oh yes, this and this, but I kind of like, I find for me it works better. I just kind of like let some things go a little bit, because I think that at the end of the day it's kind of going to work out, or I will adjust or adapt to whatever's going on. So
was there ever a thought to start your own?
No, and this is interesting actually, because there was never, like growing up, little Sarah never ever thought she would be where she is now. Like owning a business, even just like maybe 4 years ago, was never even on my radar at all. So the fact that we are now here, like my thing was always, I actually trained as a nurse. So I was working as a nurse up until I had my first children. And my goal was always to kind of like, that's what I was going to do. I was going to work as a nurse, and then I'd be a stay-at-home mum, and then I'd probably go back to nursing. And then my life just took this random like side route.
And now you're here.
And now I'm here. So just...
Do you miss nursing?
Sometimes. I love talking about it, but I have my best friends are nurses, so I get my yarns and we can like reminisce and things. So I do miss, I miss it sometimes, but it was a high stress. I worked in theatre, like doing surgeries and things. It was high stress and like lots of burnout and some very strong personalities. And
I bet you have a lot more freedom now with owning your own business with the kids.
100%.
In comparison to if you went back to nursing.
100%. I mean, obviously nursing is very shift work, and now in the school holidays we take the kids to work with us usually, and so the factory is very chaotic, but it does allow me to do, like go on the school trips and then come and do things like this for the day.
Do you have 4 kids?
Yes. Yeah.
That's a lot of kids.
That is,
running around a factory.
It is a lot of kids, and if you know us, my kids are we're not a quiet family, so sorry, Kelsey.
Do they get in on the fun at the factory?
Yeah, they do. So the bigger kids will often be making content with us, or sometimes we'll get them in the kitchen, like all kitted up, helping make slices, or they'll help pack orders and load the courier vans. So if anyone gets a hand-drawn sticker or little note in their order, so and like they're probably like, who is this? And like Theo, my eldest son, he loves writing like little notes saying, thank you, Rad Fam, and like sticking them in the orders. So
I feel like cute. Most people who are buying from Real Rad Food know the story.
I hope so. That they're not just like...
Yeah, I feel like it's a story... If you're purchasing, you know it from social media, and you know the story from Hannah to your family taking over.
Yes. We're very big on that, sharing. Like, I think we've got such a loyal community, and they've been such a big part of this whole journey. So I think it's really cool that they can see how it's kind of come about. And
So what were the early days like? Like, I'm talking week 1 and 2 of taking over the business. You're going to have to think back, but...
I remember so well.
Oh, really? What was it like?
Oh my gosh. It's such a mind, I'm not going to swear, but a mind F, because it's like you go and you visit a factory and you talk to the person who owns it and the business and everything. And then literally overnight, the next day you go in and you own
yours.
Everything in that factory. You own it all, but like it's not yours.
And you don't know how to work it.
I knew nothing, honestly. So it was so crazy. And then I was actually very heavily pregnant with my 4th baby when we took over. So
brave.
Yeah. So brave or stupid, I don't know. So I gave
It's that
birth.
naivety again, right?
I'm like, let's just do it all at once, Like, I can do it. It's fine. So I think I gave birth to my fourth baby like 3 weeks after taking over. It was nuts. It was nuts. So I remember this time because there was a lot going on.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember going in and just like, it was very overwhelming, I think. And you don't know where to start. And there's so much of this like imposter syndrome of like, I should be able to go in and know exactly what I'm supposed to be doing, or at least have an idea. And
you're taking over with staff, right? Like the staff stay.
Yes.
So they're also expecting someone to come in and take over.
Yes.
Which is quite a lot of pressure.
Yeah. And I think it was quite nerve-wracking for myself and Kelsey, our staff member at the time, because we didn't really know each other very well. And like, that's such a big thing for her. She's only worked with Hannah.
Yeah.
And then she's got this random person coming in who's now her boss. But turns out we all get along so, so well.
Yeah,
it's
she's
such
lovely.
a cool vibe, honestly. And I'm so thankful for her because those early weeks, she really helped teach us and show us the ways and everything, because the previous owner also was pregnant.
Yes.
And had her baby like, I think it was 2 weeks before we took over. So there was a lot of babies going on at the time.
So like you said with Kelsey teaching you, were there many processes you changed within the first couple of weeks, or were you pretty much, we're just going to take over things as they are, let things settle, and then if we see fit change needed, we will then go ahead and do that?
100%. We definitely pretty much just learnt the ropes, I would say, for the first like even 6 months. Like, it was significant.
Yeah.
Probably the first year to year and a half, I still felt like I was still learning things, because there is stuff that
there's so much to learn.
There's so much to learn, and there's things that only come around kind of like once a year. They're not. It's not a like big sales and things.
Even just a stock take or end of financial year.
Exactly. And so it takes so long to learn the way. So kind of we didn't want to make any changes until then. And even now, I wouldn't say we've changed anything as much as like tweaked things to like suit us better and to like, just kind of fit a bit better and align a bit better.
Yeah. And taking over from someone like Hannah, who did have a very online presence and community, was there any kickback from community? Did you feel any pressures taking over someone who is, I say in quotation marks, an influencer?
Yes.
Because that's a big job. And we've seen it happen quite a lot with businesses lately.
Yeah, massive job. She is so incredible, and they were incredibly big shoes to fill. And I don't think I realized quite how big until we took over, and I was like, oh, I'm going to have to put my face on this a little bit more. And I've never done that before. Yeah. And she did have such a strong personal brand. And here I am, little old Sarah. I hadn't even created a reel before I owned RF. So it was out the gate learning of like if you look back at my first reel, oh my gosh, it's so bad.
That's the same with all of us though. If I look back at some of, even like 3 years into the business, if I look back at some of that content, I cringe so bad. And it makes me laugh because I'm like, am I going to cringe at a lot of the content we make now in 3 years?
Yes.
Is it just a continuous cycle or do you get better?
I think you get better, but also I think that like it's cool to look back on and see how far you've come to.
Yeah.
And like to see how social media has changed as well, I guess, because a lot of that change will be because you're keeping up with.
And a lot of people always ask, like, why are you so confident in front of the camera? Like, how do you get so confident? And it's like, babe, I've done it for 6 years now.
Yeah.
That's a long time. That's a lot of practicing looking at yourself in the camera. Yeah, honestly, it is.
It honestly is. In those early days, I would stick my phone up and I would just record myself like at home in the kitchen talking to the phone just to get used to like recording and to seeing myself on a screen and to kind of make it sound a little bit more natural, because the more you do it, the more practice.
And to make your movements more natural.
Yes.
Oh, some of those early days.
Oh, there are still some days though where I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm not feeling it today. I'm going to be super awkward.
Everyone will relate to this so hard. There is totally days where Jess and I are filming content and I'm like, today is just not the day. Like, this is not working. It may take like 3 or 4 takes and I'm just like throwing my hat away going, nah, we're coming back to it tomorrow.
Yeah, I just spent an hour and like I got nothing out of that.
Yeah,
It is what it is.
For all the people that watch our content, sometimes literally is
You
an hour
don't see
behind
the
the scenes.
behind the scenes. Honestly, my like camera roll is just all these bloopers.
Even just, if anyone who follows us, we took an idea of yours, I think your staff member threw food at your face.
Oh, yeah.
And we were like, that's fucking hilarious.
Yes.
And we were doing a cap promotion. So I was like, how about I throw the cap at your, like, and try land it on your head?
Yeah.
And even just to get that 1 30-second video of me throwing a hat onto Jess's head, I looked back, it took us 15 minutes of me throwing a hat at Jess's face.
And it'll be ridiculous. And it'll be things you're looking at that are like, people probably won't even notice. And you're like, oh my gosh, look at that thing over there. We need to tuck that away. Or it's not even.
You think about it so much more than other people
You do. You always overanalyze your own content. Other people, I always have to remind myself, like, as a consumer watching this, am I going to care about that? No.
If you love bold eyewear as much as you love bold business stories, you need to check out Board George. Our sunglasses are designed to turn heads, feel amazing, and last season after season. And because you're part of the Board to Boss community, you get 15% off any pair of sunglasses. Just use the code BOSSPOD at checkout. That's BOSSPOD for 15% off at boardgeorge.com. So since taking over Real Rad Food, have you launched any new products yourself and gone through the product development process?
Yes, quite a few. And yeah, it's so different. It depends what product it is. Like Rad Mama was us. Well, Hannah had created the recipe, but we released it under us. So there was a lot of us.
What is that?
Half. It's a lactation porridge.
Oh, a porridge?
Yeah, which we've actually discontinued. Side note, recently, just because it was so niche and it wasn't.
It's really niche.
It was like, which is, I guess, where she did really well, because that's where she was in life at that time. Was like she was about to have a baby, but it's not gluten free, and it's like this random standalone product. So we've decided to be like, let's just
which happens.
Which happens, it does. And then all of our like slices, and we've released quite a few new Rabble mix flavors. So kind of have released products, but not the kind of like flavors on what we've already got, as opposed to like a completely separate. Standalone, which does really well for us. So and I feel like sometimes you can have too many things.
Oh, and then there's too much choice for people. It's so much better to keep things small.
Yes, keep things small and do what we do well. And I feel like that's what we're doing. And we're doing, like, our slices probably 7x everything else in our range.
So that's what my next question is. So what is working well for Real Rad Food at the moment? Is it wholesalers and retailers, or is e-com picking up? Where are you seeing the growth and the scale?
Probably, it's so hard to say. It kind of goes like this quite a bit at the moment. Obviously, it's been a really tough couple years.
Yep.
For like many of us. And we are definitely not unaffected by that. But I think definitely e-com is probably 90%,
wow.
I would say.
Really?
Yeah, I would say 90% and then 10% wholesale.
Whoa, I would have guessed.
Do you reckon?
Yeah.
You would have guessed the other way around?
Because you're in a lot of retail, right?
We are in New World Supermarkets for our like ambient shelf stable range. But slices, we have a couple of like boutique-y type cafes and like food
and then the
carts
rest of slices are online purchases.
Yeah. Yeah. And they, like, as I said before, 7 times sell anything else. So that is massive.
Wow, that's huge.
Yeah.
So how have you been scaling your e-com?
That's been really hard, I think, because I guess we get to the bottleneck of it's all handmade by us in our factory. And
you've got a time on it.
Yeah, we've only got so many hours in the day. We've only got like one mixer, one RoboCoop, which is like the blender thing. We're limited by staff. So
never thought about that. You can only scale to your capacity at the moment. You're like limited.
Basically. So like as fast as we're making these slices, they're going out the door.
Wow.
Like there'll be like 5 boxes left and we're like hustling to make more and to stock them. So it's really hard because you get to that point where it's like, oh, if I brought in another staff member, I can like potentially increase production, but then I've got to be able to pay for that staff member. And you almost get to this like,
is it worth it?
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, okay, how can I squeeze out every ounce of production now?
Well, if you're getting another staff member in, that's another, 60 grand you've got to make that year out of extra boxes.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a lot.
And then we get limited too by like our machinery because we can only fit so much like so many ingredients in the mixes to be able to make. So having 2 people there is not really going to help with it.
I've never thought about that. That's really hard.
Yeah. So it is very much a balancing act and I think that's kind of why we don't wholesale. Like I'd love to push more into wholesale, but just the capacity of like being able to like.
Margins are better in e-com anyway.
Oh, they are. Let's be honest. So that's why I've kind of been like, let's not. We don't need to push that way if we don't have to.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is like I think getting awareness out there. I'm trying to do more PR stuff.
Yeah.
Trying to do more like event type stuff.
We just did the LSKD opening event together.
Which was amazing.
It was really
such a fun
day.
time. It was actually really cool. And like I thrive on that, like connecting with our customers and connecting with people. I'm such an extrovert. Honestly, that fills my cup.
Yeah.
And like meeting other founders and like just tell me everything. Give me all your knowledge. I want to learn. And I love that kind of thing. And
you actually, this is funny, you did a video maybe like 6 months ago of you walking along the beach in the Mount handing out free stuff.
Oh, yes.
And I remember you saying it is so much harder to hand out free stuff than you would think. And I remember messaging you and being like, people think you're dealing drugs.
Yes.
Legit. They look at you as if you are psychotic, like stay away from this girl. And I'm like, no, I'm just trying to give you a free pair of premium sunnies and you're trying to like, I'm trying to give you free food here and you're sprinting away from me.
People are like, oh no, thank you. It's almost like there's this thing where people think there's a catch or people like, what, I might have to pay for this or like it's a scam or... I actually that day set my daughter up, like she's 8 and I gave her some tubs and I sent her up to like give them to me.
And were people more receptive to her?
I think she had one person who said no, but most people were like, oh, this child is giving me, like I can't say no to this. But it is it was so interesting. I didn't expect that.
Yeah.
Did not expect that. I thought people would be lining up and people were like, some people were like deliberately going out of their way to give us like a wide berth.
Yeah.
It was so, I'm like, I'm not asking you to sign. I just want you to try it.
It's a Kiwi thing though, I think. Because we went to Commercial Bay. I think it was mid-August and we had free sunnies and we had 50% off vouchers and we had free keychains. And we stood for 40 minutes and I think we gave out 1 free keychain. And we were honestly looking at each other like, this is ridiculous. We ended up making content of us looking, literally, I was like, oh, excuse me, can I please stop? And Jess was like, oh, hi. Like, we just literally we were literally just like playing on it because this is ridiculous. Next week, we were going to Australia for a conference and we thought, let's just try do some content in Australia. And based off of our success or lack of success in New Zealand, I think we took like 20 pairs of sunnies and I don't know, 100 keychains, if that. And we were like, this is too much. Like, we're taking way too much stuff. No. Oh, my God. We had the most incredible time. All the sunglasses disappeared within 10 minutes. We had people doing catwalks down the main beach of Burleigh for them. We had the most amazing time. And after 15 minutes of getting content, meeting amazing people, handing out free stuff, we fucked up because we didn't bring enough stuff.
Wow. That's crazy. So it must just be a Kiwi thing.
It's a Kiwi thing. It is totally a Kiwi thing.
I wonder why. Like, I wonder what it is. Is it that Kiwis are scared you're going to, like, accidentally sign up to something? Like, I'm not chasing you with an iPad. Like, I'm just, this is all I've got in my hand.
Even
like weird.
Yes, we have a camera, but we're not wanting to film you unless you want to be filmed as well.
Exactly.
Like, just take the free stuff.
I know. It's for your benefit. Like, and actually, like, at the end of the day, like, I give it because it makes me feel good too. I mean, it's great that people get to try it, but I get so much enjoyment out of being able to gift and like make someone else's day and like that surprise and delight type deal.
But people are like, nah, no deal.
Yeah, people are like, no. And then it's just like, what do you do when they say no and you're like handing them a product and they're like, no. And then you're just like, oh, okay. Like, sad. But what do I do with this now?
That's how both of our businesses work, right? We both showed that.
Yes.
And that's how you stay authentic and stay transparent to building this brand, right? It's not all rainbows and unicorns and like fun. Like, we left that day in Commercial Bay completely deflated, being stuck in traffic for an hour and a half trying to get back from town till to the office being like, well, that's 4 hours out of our day that we've completely wasted. And you show that and you show that too. And I think that's how you've been able to keep your community.
Yes.
And keep them feeling so connected to you through the takeover.
Yes. I think I feel that's how I feel connected to them in a way. Like I think if I can provide some value and be relatable to someone out there, and even if just one person like sees a reel and it makes them laugh, or they think, oh my gosh, she's also going through that, like totally worth it. That was 100% worth it for me.
What are some of the challenges you're finding in the last 6 months on social media?
I think sometimes you go through these times of like, especially over winter and when there's so much negativity in the world, like keeping the motivation and the energy positive and like high, right? And and like we said before, like there are days when you're just like, I am so not feeling it. Like you're flat. You're flat and you're like, I don't really want to put that out there because I don't want to bring everyone else down in my view. I'm like, I don't want everyone to feel a bit stink. So I think that's like probably one of the biggest changes that I've been struggling with lately. And also I think that sometimes I overthink things a lot as well. Yeah. I'm such a perfectionist and I want to make sure the content I'm putting out there, especially if it's something about my journey and like what I'm struggling with or my challenges or what I've learned, I want to make sure that I am bringing value and being relatable and authentic, and that I'm not just constantly woe is me and negativity and like I want people to kind of come out of it with some hope and like positivity and you know, so aspiration, yeah. And I think that sometimes like you have to be in the right zone for that. Yeah definitely. I struggle we struggled with that during winter. Maybe it's just a winter thing. I reckon it is, because honestly, I think I did a post or a story or something about how I'm like, my motivation's terrible and I'm really struggling. So many people DM'd and like commented saying, me too. Yeah. And I think it's a winter thing.
We even said this morning, like we've been waiting for a sunny day for 2 weeks to film. I mean, we're a Sunny's company. We've filmed as much stuff for Black Friday as we possibly can in the office. And then we've got a list of maybe 10 pieces of content that we want to film outside. There has not been a sunny day on a weekday for 3 weeks.
You guys need to come down to the bay because honestly, this is like the first crummy day we've had. It's been like this
for 3 weeks.
No, we get sun. We get so much sun down there. Come film at the factory. We can do some slices at the same time.
But again, you just feel so unmotivated. And now we've got 3 weeks that we've now not had content to upload and work and stuff. Yeah. And we're looking at the weather app and it's not saying that there's sun for another week.
And when you get behind, and then you constantly feel like you're chasing your tail because you're like, oh, I've got more.
Because of the freaking sun.
Oh, Harry, it's ridiculous. See, all the behind the scenes things that people don't think about when you're running a business. And come on, we need an act of God.
we had this with our summer campaign. So we shot our summer campaign 2 weeks ago for our launch in December. Because I'm obviously going on mat leave. So we were like, let's just get it done early. And again, it was a weather thing. So the whole week that we were supposed to be driving down to Whangamata to do this, to film a literal campaign based on a summer road trip, it was raining.
Oh, lame. And no one's going to, that's going to be so lame.
So there was a like minor sunny day that had just had like the cloud.
Oh, yes.
So we were like, let's just risk it for the biscuit. Let's drive down to Whangamata. You know, sometimes you drive over the Kopus and there's just like different weather zone. Yes. So I'm like texting my parents-in-law, is there sun? Is there sun? Is the sun out yet? Like, what's it doing? And we had an hour of no sun and then it came out for an hour. So we were like, get this shit done now.
Yeah. We get that with the Kaimais over like Bay of Plenty and then Waikato. You can go over those.
Completely different.
It's like a different world. Yeah. It's like absolutely completely different.
Yeah, it makes me want to live at the beach.
Oh, come live at the beach. It's the best. Oh my gosh, I cannot wait for summer.
Okay, we've talked about a few negatives and I don't want to go down that trail, but we're going to go down that trail. What do you...
I love it. Let's just keep it real, guys.
Just keep it real. What do you reckon? What's the first like real big struggle you hit with taking over a business and running a business? Because man, I hit some weekly that I'm like, this is bizarre. Like, have you had slices go off? Have you had like, what are some of the things that you look back and you're like, I can't believe we had to go through that?
Oh my gosh. I feel when you say weekly, I do feel like there are so many things.
I have so many stories of
Oh, okay.
Me not checking spelling errors or packaging delays
No.
or signing off on a cheaper shipment to get it here from China and then it disappears.
Yeah,
you know, like that sort of shit.
Okay, I can think of a couple. So I don't know how long ago it was, a while ago, but our big mixer broke and it was quite old and we were like, oh, do we get this fixed? Like how expensive it's going to be? And we were hand mixing all of our slices for ages. And this thing is massive. Like it holds a, hand having to do that was not ideal. And then the other one it was either Black Friday sale or might have been birthday sale, maybe mid-year, and we ran out of all of our, like the wool cool packaging that we wrap all our slices up to keep them cool. We ran out like mid-sale, and so we couldn't send any orders, and there was like a 10-day like lead time on this stuff, and we were like, what are we going to do? And I was having to email customers saying, I'm so sorry for the delay. Here's a voucher to apologize because we didn't have enough. And I mean, like, it's like, not ideal.
We ran out of satchels in Black Friday last year.
Oh, what did you do? Did you just have to be like,
I just emailed R3 Pack and I was like, please, can I come either pick them up or can you put them on an overnighter? We literally have run out of packaging.
And did it come?
I think it was like 3 days later it came, which is like, people expect delays during Black Friday anyway. We were lucky in that.
Yes.
But like, how could we not have been so organised to think of that? That's literally why Jess has just gone to Warehouse Stationery. I was like, go buy out every single box in that place. Like, we are being more organised this year.
I think that's the thing is like, you can plan and prepare going on past sales and past events, but there is some risk of like it not going the way you expect it to be and like these things happening. And that kind of happened for us. It was like a really big sale and we were not prepared for the amount of slices that people were ordering. People in sales go large. Like I'm talking like 9 boxes at a time.
No.
Yeah.
One order.
Easily.
What do they do with them?
I think they freeze them and then they like chop them up and then that's their allocation.
That's kind of smart.
Clever, right? Because then you can get them on sale.
Yeah. And
so like we're sending these, like Hugh at some point was like having to like make boxes out of cardboard because we had people putting these massive orders in, even our biggest boxes weren't covering it. And then you think of like 9 boxes and you've got to try and cover that all with the insulation and the,
and get them there without being destroyed.
And if it's summer, like Black Friday when it's hot and it's got to go in a courier van and you want them to stay
stressful.
Cool and it is stressful.
Do you just look back now and you laugh though?
Yeah.
I look back at some of the mistakes I've made, especially the spelling errors ones, and I'm just like, there's nothing I could have done. I reread that and I checked that 100 times.
And probably like 10 other people probably did too. And sometimes it's that it's Murphy's Law. Just whatever it is, it's just,
Okay, let's get into special delivery.
It's now time for special delivery, brought to you by Go Sweet Spot, the shipping platform saving businesses time, money, and stress by comparing courier options, integrating with your online store, and streamlining the entire delivery process. Go Sweet Spot changed the game for me at Board George. This one platform has saved me time, reduced stress, and its simplicity is unmatched, with customer service that is second to none. In this segment, we share tools and hacks you can instantly implement, and for us, Go Sweet Spot has been this hack.
What do you have for everybody?
Yes, so I think the biggest thing for me with taking over Real Rad Food has been like this mindset, and there's so much imposter syndrome when you're taking over from a founder of a brand, where I was not expecting to be the face.
Be an influencer.
Yes. Oh my gosh, please. I'm not cut out for that life. I'm not cut out for it. It's actually funny. Side note, my kids, when we do reels on Instagram and Facebook,
You're just gonna say on the Instagram.
I know. I was like, oh my gosh, how old am I? On the Instagram. And they'll go to school, and obviously their classmates' parents follow us, and they'll be like seeing it, and like, my kids are like, Mum, we're famous because my friend at school saw us on Facebook. And it's really cute. It's so cute. Anyway, side note. So there was this big, like, the imposter syndrome has just been out the gate, I think. So a lot of, like, personal development has been huge for me. Part of that, I guess, is, like, looking back to see how far I've come, because I think we can be really tough on ourselves, right, in the moment. And you look back and you think, oh my goodness, this is, look what I've learned, look how far I've come. But we don't do it in the future.
Yeah.
Like we it's all in the past tense. So what I've been doing recently is I've written like a 1-page kind of like, I guess, like a diary entry, and it says it's a year from now, you're celebrating, who are you with, as you're looking back over your year, like what kind of milestones and achievements are you celebrating? And I think it's such a good way to kind of like step into that person you want to be. So every morning I'll take 3 to 5 minutes and I'll read through that. So it really helps set my mind up for one of like gratitude to see what I get to do every day and where I've been and where I'm going. And also helps kind of guide my decisions, I guess, and like, end goal, like this is where we're going. And that's been such a game changer, I reckon. Yeah. Yeah.
Coming into work every day with a positive mindset, with a goal, with an intention.
Goal, yes.
It's like manifestation.
It is,
but
basically.
In written form.
Yes. And I think your body, like the more you expose yourself to that, right? Like that, is it cognitive bias is it that? No. That thing where you say, like you probably got it when you were pregnant, like when you get pregnant, all of a sudden you see all the pregnant people everywhere. Yes. It's kind of like that, right? Like if
or you're buying a car and then you see the car that you want to buy everywhere and you've never seen it before.
Exactly. It's kind of like that. If you're constantly exposing yourself to that every morning, you are going to be stepping into that and like leading with that in the forefront of your mind, I guess.
Yeah.
So
I do something similar. I actually haven't done it this year, which is really poor of me, but I'd probably say 5 years prior, every year I'd do it. I'd go on Canva and make my manifestation board. So quite similar to yours, but I'm not like a reader or a writer. I'd use pictures.
Yes.
So like 3 years ago, it was like, go on your first podcast. I don't know, hit this revenue target, learn meta ads, and it would have like all my things up there. Maybe like be able to pay myself this salary, which is still like abysmal. But
oh my goodness. Pretty much all our workers get paid more than we do, let's be honest.
Do you know what I mean? Like, and that would be my screensaver.
Yes.
So every morning, without even looking at it, I'm looking at, a dollar figure. I'm looking at a goal. I'm looking at, go to this conference, maybe speak at this thing. And it's all my little things that I have that I'm like, oh, one day I might be able to do this. And then at the end of the year, I get to go tick it off and make a new one. Yeah,
I think that and it feels so good when you get to look at that and be like, oh my goodness, look at all these things that I've hit. And I think we have all these opportunities that people invite us onto things or ask us to do something, and it can be really hard when there's so many, like, where do I go from here? What door do I step through? And I think if you've always got that forefront of your mind, you're like, actually, I can see this is going to get me to here and it's going to get me to there. And I like that a bit more than like goal setting as such, rather than by this day, I'm going to do this thing. Like, I think I work better this way. I mean, it's still goals. It's still got a date.
But it's more open-minded, I think. You're kind of setting an intention for what you want for the year, and that can come in any way or any format.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. And I think sometimes I can be a self-saboteur.
Sabotager?
Self-saboteur?
Something like that.
And so I think that by not having, like, by this date, I'm going to do this, sometimes I can freak myself out and like like this, I don't. Yeah. Because I think, like you said, it's so more open-minded, it flows a bit better. There's like, it just works better for me.
Yeah.
Maybe in my brain.
No, it's giving this book that I got given from one of my stockists actually, and it's called Get Rich Lucky Bitch.
Oh,
and it's about manifesting your money mindset. Here I am sounding all woo woo, but it's the same sort of thing, like what you said. It teaches you about money, but I kind of use this mindset in terms of like career and life now too. The more you think about something, the more you're welcoming it into your life.
Yeah. 100%.
And that's what this book was about. Like, so the more you think about money and the more that you are manifesting that like money mindset and that wealth mindset, the more money's going to come into your life. And ironically, the week I was reading that book, I found $90 on the ground. I won $110 at bingo, and I've played that bingo for 25 years of my life.
Worth it.
Every single Boxing Day I've played. And I won that bingo. And then I had $3,500 deposited into my bank account by accident. All in the week I was reading the book. And I didn't have to give the money back.
Wow.
Yeah. Cool.
Was it like just a bank whoopsie? Or?
It was someone's whoopsie, but because they legally can't tell you whose
bank account
number.
I went into.
So I have to wait for somebody to contact me.
Wow.
And if they don't contact you, get to keep the money.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So
there you go.
There we go. It works.
I know people talk about manifesting and like all that kind of stuff as being woo-woo, but it's like there's like scientific evidence that it works, and like
that
like,
right there, that week was my scientific evidence.
Yes, exactly.
I should dig that book out again.
I need more, especially with a baby coming.
Yeah. Oh my God, tell me about it. Tell me about it. Okay. With your self-development, you mentioned this before. I think that's huge. I see it in myself. My God, like the changes over the 6 years. Not only have I grown up to be like from 22 to whatever I am now.
A young one still.
Yeah. But what would you say are the biggest differences you see in yourself since becoming a leader and becoming a boss?
Oh, I think the biggest thing for me is the confidence. I think there's so much work I had to do on like my self-doubt and my imposter syndrome and, you know, I'm not made for this or I'm not good enough. I think when you're a leader and you have people looking to you, you know, it's like I kind of liken it to being a parent, right? Like your kids are looking up to you as to like you're leading by example now. Yep. And it's kind of the same thing, I guess. And
do you reckon it's like a fake it till you make it, till you become it?
Until you are it. 100%. 100%.
Yeah.
And there are days where I'm like, oh my gosh, I feel like I'm just going to embody this person. I am going to embody it and I'm just going to do it. Because it has to be done. Yeah. It's like parenting.
I have
it
no
has
other
to be
choice.
done. I've got no other choice.
Mum, do you really know what you're doing?
Yeah, no, not at all. I just look like I know what I'm doing. I'm very good at that. That's a skill. Should put that on my resume.
That is a skill.
Yeah. It is. Yeah. It can be hard.
Yeah. Is there anything you see in yourself as a leader that you need to improve on, like being quite transparently? Because I look at myself with running stuff and I know the exact same things that I need to work on.
I think my biggest thing, like honestly, as soon as you said that, I think popped into my head is delegation. I am the worst control freak in terms of like, oh, well, I can do it. I'm just going to do it because then I know it'll get done and it'll get done the way I want it to get done. But there's not enough hours in the day and hello, burnout.
And also give your staff credit.
I know.
That's my thing. Like I know that they are so capable, but some it's like a mental block that you have, right? And you're like, oh, like I'll just work an extra couple of hours and I'll get it done.
It's 11 p.m. at night. I can totally do that. It's fine. I don't need to sleep. Oh my gosh, definitely.
We're our own worst enemy.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to actually let go quite a lot, I think.
Yes.
I will stick to doing ads, but I'm no longer going to be able to do content creation or all that sort of stuff like in the office.
So you're going to rely mostly on like UGC? And...
Well, the girls will be in the office.
Yeah.
So they'll be able to do some and then there'll be UGC.
Yeah.
But that's been my baby for 6 years is me creating the content for Instagram.
It's going to be weird. Do you find like when you are creating content, you get a lot of reward and value out of connecting with your audience?
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, right? So like then how are you feeling about stepping back from that?
Oh, I don't know. I love how we've switched gears here.
I know, just thought like, I'm just going to interview you now.
I don't know. I'm obviously not fully stepping back because there's no way I can do that right now with where the business is. Like we're in our summer period, which is our busiest month. And I've now pigeonholed myself into a place where I now run a lot of the marketing that no one else knows how to do, right?
Yeah.
You're in the same position.
Yeah.
So I'm still going to be working throughout. But I think I'm going to miss the creativity of being in the office and filming. Like we love filming our daily vlogs. Like they look ridiculous and we look like we're having so much fun and people are like, do you actually get work done? Like we actually have so much fun. Yeah. And I think I'm going to really miss that.
Yes.
But at the same time, I've watched a lot of my friends in business have babies and they just fall into a pattern.
Yeah.
And things become their new norm and their new creative outlets. And, you know, we do focus a lot of our content on mums. And I'm like, well,
you're going to now be a mum.
I'm going to be a mum. So maybe I do make content at home or on my walk or on my like. You know, it's like a mind shift kind of thing.
Yeah, but I think you've got so much value in that you are a new mum and a founder and a business owner and you can provide so much experience and insight. There'll be other people out there that will 100% relate to that.
There totally is. How do you find balancing work with 4?
Yeah, that's hard.
How old's the oldest and how young's the youngest?
So I've got 8-year-old twins, a boy and a girl. Twins. Yeah, twins first. And then a 4-year-old.
With how uncomfortable I am right now, I'm just
Mate,
like, no.
I was massive.
How?
I went quite early with them though. I was like 34 weeks, I think. So they were really prem.
That's quite normal for twins though, right? I think I had Anne-Marie on the couch and she was pretty much the same.
Yes, it was. But thank goodness I didn't go full term because that would have been a nightmare. So yeah, I've got them at 8 and then I've got a 4-year-old girl and a 2-year-old boy.
Wow.
So it is very full on. I mean, the older two at school, the 4-year-old, she'll start school at the beginning of next year. So then that's 3. And Gabe, the 2-year-old, he comes with us to work and he has.
Really? Love that.
We bought Ari when I was still pregnant. So
that's kind of my plan.
Like he just potters around. He's got his little toy box. Like people come into the factory and he's like, he had one guy the other day. It was so cute. He was chatting to Hugh, my husband, and Gabe's standing there and like getting toys and like giving it to this guy. And then he'd go back and give him. And by the end of the conversation, this guy just had a handful of these baby toys. So I think it's really cool. You've got to do what you got to do. Yeah, and like we're a family-owned business, right? We make it work around the kids, and like that was always a big thing for me. And why I was a stay-at-home parent for many years is I was parented by a stay-at-home parent, and I wanted that for my children. And we could put Gabe in daycare, but actually, like, I think he does well being with us.
Yeah.
And there's so much learning around the factory.
So much.
Like he's interacting with a lot of people, and like he loads the courier van, he helps pack orders.
And that's the funny thing I think I need to keep reminding myself is when this was never supposed to be a business, same as you, like never saw myself being a business owner.
Yeah.
But the day that I decided to, go ahead and continue with it being a business, I was like, this might give me the life I want to be a mum and have flexibility and freedom.
Exactly.
And it's funny to think I'm now in that space, like in 2-3 weeks, I'm going to have this baby in this business that 5 years ago I was like, this is the reason why I'm doing this. Yes. And now I'm here.
Yes.
So maybe I do just bring a playpen into the office.
And that'll just be your norm.
And, Jess will be Auntie Jess and Josie in the corner, they're all going to play their role in this baby's life.
Yeah, and the same with Kelsey. Like she gets along, like the kids rock up and they're all like chatting to her and if I'm not available, they'll go and ask her. And I remember when we first took over, Gabe would be asleep on the next to me on the desk, and she would have been 2 at the time. She was asleep underneath the desk, and like you just make it work, and you'll just get a new routine, and you'll make it work. And
it's just being flexible and having that mindset of going, like what you said, going with the flow and just like making it work.
You have to with kids, honestly. Sometimes there are days when you're just like, there's no way. There's no way. I've just got to like lean into this.
Let's end on that then. Let's end on some parental business advice.
Oh gosh.
Okay. What are your 1 to 2 top tips that you're going to give me for running a business and having kids?
I think, and I'm terrible at this, so do as I say, not as I do. Having boundaries. I think it can be really easy to go home and just stay working.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I know all about that. Yeah, I'm the worst.
And that took a long time for me to get over to, I think, because I was seeing all these founders who didn't have kids and who were able to do that. And so I felt like I was dropping the ball by not doing that. But I think that it is more important that my children see me and that they see that I'm being present and that that I'm connecting with them.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, like when I'm 70, I don't want to look back on my life and think, oh my gosh, look at this business I built and look all those hours I spent working. I want it to be like, look at this family I've built and these relationships I have with my children. So I think setting boundaries. So I'm still working on that. Sometimes I have my moments, as we all do, but I try to be strict about that. Just try and get as much done as you can in the time that you're doing. I do a lot of to-do lists and things. And I think setting your expectations of what you're going to get done in a day is like realistic. And
that's a really good point.
Oh, and like if some days I'm like, I know this is going to be busy and it's going to be hectic because I've got like school things to do, or I've got something else to do that's not work related, or like school holidays, for example. And I think, okay, if I can get one thing ticked off my list today, then I have achieved and I have won the day.
Yep.
Anything else over and above that, that's phenomenal. So I think it's like making sure you're giving yourself grace and like being realistic with your expectations sometimes with parenting.
I feel like I needed a reminder of that, so thank you.
Oh,
I usually
you're
would write
welcome.
100 things on a list.
Oh,
and
I still do
then
that.
get angry that I don't do all of them.
Exactly. And at the end of the day, who wins? No one, because you feel crap and that list still doesn't get done.
And realistically, like, you actually got so much done in your day. You just set the expectations so far out of what's actually possible in your 9 hour day.
Exactly. And I actually feel like sometimes those days I get more done because I've already ticked off that expectation, so that pressure is off and I'm not constantly like, oh, I've got to do this, I've got to do this, I've got to do this. I'm like, cool, look at all this extra time I've got to do all this other stuff.
Yeah.
You know, it's just that. It's such a mindset thing, like that perspective.
Well, you'll be watching me unravel over the next
I'm
weeks.
so excited to see you come into motherhood. I think
I'll be
it's
texting
such a
you.
miracle. You're like, what do I do? Oh my gosh, I am not going to have any more. People keep asking me. We're done. Honestly, people keep asking me. I can't do pregnancy again. But oh my gosh, I'm so excited for you because when you become a mother, wow, it is. Honestly, your entire perspective on life changes, and just treasure that because honestly, the time, I'm sure you've been told before, the time goes so fast. And
I'm watching with my niece.
You know.
Honestly, I don't see her for 2 weeks, and then you see her and it's like, you're not a toddler anymore. You're like well, she is a toddler, but like, you've changed.
Yeah, exactly.
In 2 weeks.
It goes so fast. And you will change a lot too, you know, like overnight. So
I don't know how much more I could change, seriously. It's this whole but like what you said, like, business changes you. I think it's also prepared me. I think it's prepared me a lot for parenthood.
Yeah.
In a way that I am way more chill, I think, than I ever used to be.
Yes. Yeah, I think in business you get thrown all these curveballs, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of the same in parenting, like, oh shit, that didn't go as planned.
Yeah,
Or, oh crap, I hadn't planned on that happening today. And so
But here we are.
it's 100% that. So if you can kind of like roll with the punches, 100, like that's going to take you so far.
Okay. Oh, well, thank you for coming on. This has been
thank you
lovely.
so
It's
much
been
for
so
having
nice
me.
to chat with you and
Aww.
get everything out. And you've been so open and vulnerable and real. And I think so many small businesses out there are going to relate to this podcast so
good.
much.
I hope that I've provided some value, and if I've just, you know, if one person takes a little tidbit away or is entertained at least, then I've won. So
Perfect. Thank you.
thanks, George.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Board to Boss. And to say thank you, here's a cheeky little treat just for you. Use the code BOSSPOD at boardgeorge.com for a sweet little treat. And we will catch you next time.